Hello students, hello teacher. This is grade 7 mathematics lesson brought to you by Addis Ababa City Administration Education Bureau in collaboration with Addis Media Network, and I am Zuna Makonnen. Today we will see ratio, proportion and percentage. Unit 4, ratio, proportion and percentage. Today we will focus on two contents, ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion. Students, after this lesson, you are expected to write ratio in simplest form and find the missing term in proportion. So, let's continue to the lesson. First, let's see about ratio. The method of comparing two or more, the method of comparing two or more quantities of the same kind and same unit by division is called ratio. Simply, ratio means comparing two or more quantities by division. So the quantities must have the same unit. Now, the ratio of two quantities A and B, the ratio of A to B, symbolically written as A dot B, or the simplicities A ratio B. When you write the ratio, this ratio, it must be in simplest form, where A and B are natural numbers. So now I will give you example. In a class, there are 20 boys and 30 girls. Then find the ratio of boys to girls. Find the ratio of boys to girls. Okay, let's try this question together. We are asked to find the ratio of boys to girls. Simply, you write boys ratio girls. So here, boys ratio girls will be equal to, here the number of boys is given to be, it is 20. So it is 20 ratio, the number of girls is 30. This is it. But when we write ratio, we have to write this in lowest term. And the ratio can be also written as in fraction form. So let's write this in this form, 20 over 30, and let's just convert this into lowest term. As you can see, both are multiple of 10, so I can divide both by 10. This by 10, when you divide this by 10, you will have 2, and by 10, you will have 3, or simply cancel out zeros, you will have 2 over 3, and finally, you write the ratio in this form, 2 ratio 3. This will be the answer. So students, please try this one. B, find the ratio of girls, to the total number of students, to the total number of students. Please try this question. I will give you 20 seconds for this. Students, have you tried the question? Good. Now, let's see the answer together. The question here is ratio of girls to, simply we are asked the ratio of girls to total number. Girls to total number of students, total. So here, this will be equal to the number of girls in the question. It is 30 ratio the total number of students. Since we have 20 boys and 30 girls in the class, the total will be the sum of the two. 20 plus 30 is this 50. Therefore, the total number of students is 50. This is the ratio, but I have to write this ratio in simplest form. So to write this, first let's write in fraction form 30 over 50, and to convert this into lowest term, simply you divide by 10 or you cancel out this two, and you have 3 over 5, and the ratio becomes 3 ratio 5. This is it. Now let's continue to the next part. Example 2. Write the following ratios in simplest form. Write the following ratios in simplest form. Okay, the first question is simply this. This is given. What will be the ratio of 1.2 ratio 3.6? So how do we simplify this ratio? Earlier, as we said, ratio means this comparing the two things by dividing. So just we can compare these two by dividing. So here 1.2 can be written as in fraction form. Therefore here I can write 1.2 in this form. It is 12 over 10. Ratio means this its division. And then 3.6 is written as 36 over 10. In fraction form, it is 36 over 10. So, next step, dividing. When you divide two fractions, as you have learned in your lower grade lesson, it's A over B divided by C over D. This means it is A over B times the reciprocal of the divisor, C over D. It becomes D over C, and then you multiply. Therefore, to divide this, what you do is write this as it is and change the division to multiplication and take the reciprocal of this one. So 36 over 10 becomes 10 over 36. After this, I can simplify these two. Since they are equal, divide both by 10. When you divide this by 10, it becomes 1. When you divide this by 10, it becomes 1. Therefore, you have 12 times 1, it is 12, divided by 1 times 36, it is 36. So, next to this, I have to simplify this. So, both can be divisible by 12, but to see it in detail, simply divide both by 2 first. By 2, and you have 12 divided by 2, it is 6, and 36 divided by 2, it is 18. Again, you can divide this by 2, so you have this one. 6 divided by 2, it is 3, and 18 divided by 2, it is 9. Again, these two numbers have common divisor. Both can be divisible by 3. So, divide this by 3. Again, this one by 3. So, here 3 divided by 3, it is 1. And 9 divided by 3, it is 3. Therefore, this is a simplified ratio. I can write this in ratio 4. It is 1:3. This will be the answer. So, now let's proceed to the next example. Okay, B. Write this ratio in simplest form. 1 and 2/3 ratio 1/9. Please, students, try this ratio to simplify or to write it in simplest form. I will give you 30 seconds for this. Students, have you tried the question? Very nice. Now, let's see the answer together. Now, to write this in simplest form, this ratio means division. Therefore, here, 1 and 2/3 ratio 1/9 is equal to, is equivalent to this 1/3 divided by 1/9. To divide this first, I have to change this mixed number into improper fraction. To change this, just take the product of the two and add this one. 3 times 1 is this, 3 plus 2 it is 5. Therefore, this becomes, it is 5/3 divided by 1/9. Dividing means multiplying the reciprocal. Therefore, this becomes this 5/3 times 1/9 becomes this 9/1. So here, before multiplying, you can just change this into the lowest term by dividing by same number, the number which is found in numerator and denominator part. So here 9 and 3 has common factor. Their common factor is 3. So let's divide both by 3. By 3, this becomes 1. When you divide 9 by 3, it becomes 3. So finally, you multiply 5 with 3, it becomes 15 over 1 times 1 is this 1. Therefore, this ratio can be written in this form. 15:1 will be the final answer. That's it. Now, we'll continue to the next example. Example 3. What is the ratio of 20 centimeter to 1 meter? How do we write the ratio of these two quantities? As I said earlier, before a ratio is stated, the unit must be the same. Here, you have 20 centimeter and 1 meter. So you have to change either meter to centimeter or centimeter to meter. For simplicity, let's change meter to centimeter. So let's proceed. We are asked to find the ratio of 20 centimeter to this 1 meter. I have to change this into centimeter. From your lower grade lesson, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Therefore, here we are asked to find the ratio 20 centimeter ratio 1 meter is 100 centimeter, and I can write this ratio in fraction form. 20 centimeter over 100 centimeter. Centimeter cancel out, and here again 0 cancel out, and you have 2 over 10. And I can write this in last term. So since 2 and 10 has a common factor, their common factor is 2. So let's divide both by 2. So you have 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this becomes this 1:5 will be the final answer. Now let's proceed to another example. This is for you. Example 4. Okay, what is the ratio of 40 cents to 1 birr? What is the ratio of these two? Please try this question. I'll give you 30 seconds for this. Students, have you tried the question? Good. Now let's see the answer together. We are asked to find the ratio of 40 cents to 40 cents to 1 birr. So it is 40 cents ratio 1 birr. Since, as you can see here, these two are different units. Before ratio is stated, the unit must be same. So I have to change birr to cents. So 1 birr is how much cents? Good. 1 birr is this 100 cents. Therefore, here this becomes 40 cents. Ratio 100 cents. So I can write this in fraction form. 40 cents to 100. Cents cancels out. And then I have to write this into last term. I can divide both by 10. That means you cancel out 0. So you have 4 over 10. The common factor for both is this 2. I can divide both by 2 to write it into the last term. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 10 divided by 2 is this 5. Therefore, the final answer will be this. It is 2:5. That's it. Now, let's proceed to the next part. Dividing a certain quantity in a certain ratio. So, dividing a given quantity in a certain ratio. In a certain ratio. Now let's see this through example. Divide 600 birr in 2 parts. This is the ratio of in 2 parts. In the ratio of 2:3. So I have to divide this into parts, this ratio. So here, the ratio of the quantities finally, its simplest form is 2:3. So you are asked to find the original quantity. So to find that, I have to multiply these two numbers 2 and 3 by certain constant to get the original number, since this one is a last term. So original term is obtained by multiplying by the same number, both 2 and 3. Therefore, let the first number represents this one. Let the first part is 2 times a certain quantity x. Since this one is the last term, let's find the original term by multiplying. And again, let the second part is 3x. So these two together gives the total amount 600. Therefore, here 2x plus 3x gives you 600. And when you add these two, you have 5x is equal to 600. Divide both by 5. This cancel out. X is equal to 600 divided by 5. Let's divide this one. 60 by 5 is 12. Therefore, 120 will be x. So, the original quantity is 2 must be multiplied by 120. So, 2 times 120 gives you 240. So, one part is 240. The other part multiplied by 3. 3 times 120 gives you 360. Therefore, we have divided this 600 birr into 2 parts in the ratio of 2:3, and we got 240 and 360. So that's the answer. So now let's continue to the next example. You'll try this example by yourself. So here, example 2. the angles of the triangle. The angles of a triangle, are in the ratio of 2:3:5. Then find the measure of each angle. The measure of each angle of the triangle. Each angle of the triangle. I'll give you 1 minute for this question. Okay, students, have you tried the question? Good. Now, let's see the answer together. Here, the three angles are in the ratio of 2:3:5. Therefore, to find the original numbers, this is a lowest term, you have to multiply each by a certain number. Let's say that number be x. So, the first angle becomes first angle is this 2x. The second angle is this 3x. And the third angle is this 5x. So, from angle sum theorem, you know that the sum of interior angles of the triangle gives you 180 degree. Therefore, here 2x plus 3x plus 5x is equal to 180. Therefore, here 2x plus 3x plus 5x is this 10x. This will be equal to this 180. Divide both sides by 10 and this cancels out. X is this 18. So, once we have found x, we can calculate each angle. Therefore, here the first angle is 2x. That means twice of 18. Twice of 18 is 36. The first angle is this. Twice of 18 it is 36 degree. And the second angle is this. 3 times of 18. So, it is 3 times of 18 it is 54 degree. And the third angle is this 5 times 18. It gives you this 5 times 18 is this 90 degree. So the measure of each angle of the triangle will be this one. So that's it. Okay, this is all about today's lesson. So I'll give you exercise for you to try it at home. Exercise. First question. Simplify the following ratio. Simplify the following ratio. Ratio A 3 and 1/2 ratio 4/3. Okay, B 2.5 ratio 1.5. 2. What is the ratio of 20 centimeter to 50 millimeter? Third, divide 1,200 birr into 3 parts. In the ratio of 1 ratio 4 ratio 7. So this is all about today's lesson. I will give you 1 minute to copy the question. Until next lesson, goodbye.